The Gauteng Provincial Health Department says there is a growing number of school children testing positive, with over 1,000 positive cases reported in public schools. The most recent school to be closed in the province is King Edward VII after over 30 pupils and 3 teachers tested positive for COVID-19. Last month, the National Department of Education suspended all contact sport following an increase in sporting-related infections. Now, let's get the very latest from the Gauteng Education Department spokesperson, Steve Mabona. Steve, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Now, let me first get your reaction to these numbers. I mean, we are hearing that Gauteng is currently in the eye of the storm and is on uncharted territory. What's your reaction as the Department of Education when you are seeing these numbers and hearing these statements coming from the health fraternity?
Well, Unati, thanks very much. We are, expect-driven, like SABC will always say. We work very closely with the Department of Health. They give guidance on what is it that we need to do. That's why all the schools that we have closed, it was as per a guidance, coming from the Department of Health, working very closely with them, because our schools know that they need to report all these cases so that they are assisted and, to take a decision on what is it that they need to do. So we are concerned, yes, but working very closely with the Department of Health, they will always guide us on what to do.
Now, Steve, there is this statement that is floating about in, in social media, etc. And I want you to confirm if this is in fact the case. From your point, we're hearing that the Gauteng Department of Education has closed down 20 schools due to COVID-19 infections. Over 1,000 teachers and close to 2,000 learners have tested positive for the virus. What's the very latest from your end?
Well, remember, the MEC was presenting his budget vote, earlier today in the legislature, and he confirmed those numbers. But you'll remember that we, on a constant basis, release numbers. Tomorrow we'll be updating on the latest figures, taking the entire week to say how we've been, doing in terms of our numbers. Yes, numbers are correct. And we monitor them very closely so that then we take informed decision. But yes, we have closed about 20 schools, up to so far.
With these current numbers that we are hearing, with the numbers that are coming from the Department of Education yourselves, and also the concerns that are coming from teachers themselves and the schools, and I'm hearing you say that you are taking your cue from the health experts. Are you not concerned, though, that because we are in this epic, situation where we are in the eye of the storm, as they say, and we are seeing numbers that are higher than they've ever been before in the province, are you not then concerned about keeping these schools open? Are you not giving direction to some of the schools to go online if they possibly can, or completely shut down schools until such a time as those numbers do come down?
Well, remember, we take in cognizance on the cases and the number of schools that are affected. And in all those schools, then we are in a position to advise. When you look at the number of learners as well that we have in our space, also look at the number of educators that we have in our space, that then will inform you on decisions that you need to take. That's why we work very closely with the Department of Health. Yes, indeed, we are concerned. We have been saying that. We cannot get tired to repeat that we are concerned about the numbers. But where we are advised to continue because of the assessment that would have been conducted by the Department of Health, then we'll continue, because they conduct an assessment based on the number of cases, look at the contacts, how many people might have been contacts and they need probably to be at home. And that guidance, it's quite key to us as a department, because you'll remember that we've lost so much of the curriculum time. We're trying to balance, make sure that, we continue with the process of teaching. You'll also understand that your former Model C schools, they are in a position to teach online. Meanwhile, most of your no-fee paying schools, they are not in a position to teach online because learners not having gadgets, learners not being in a position to connect to those processes. So we're working tirelessly, like as we've announced in the budget today, to say, moving forward, we want to make sure that including your grade 8 and 9 in our schools, all of them, they should be e-learning centers, meaning that they should be in a position to connect with learners, but also provide gadgets to those learners, educators, and the schools will then be conforming to the ICT so that we are then in a position to teach learners. But those that do not have connectivity or they cannot be taught while at home, they are given tasks, they are given assignments, they are given work to do while they are at home. And when they come back to school, then educators are in a position to go back and check on what is it that they have been doing. And moving forward as well, they will be in a position to provide work. But in those that they are in a position to teach online, some of our schools, they do continue to teach online.
Steve, we've run out of time, but perhaps the final question, and please keep it short. I just want to understand from you, in terms of the vaccinations, we understand that the latest vaccines, more vaccines in fact, are going to be delivered, with the first batch coming in later this month, about 1.47 million doses. How many of the teachers are going to be receiving those vaccinations? Do you have a number for us?
Well, the number that I can confirm to you for our sector, over 300,000 doses that have been confirmed. And we are quite happy that the Department of Health managed to accommodate us. We will be supporting them, making sure that those doses are then effected and make sure that logistically our educators know where to go, what to do, so that they are managed accordingly.
All right, Steve Mabona, thank you so much for your time this afternoon, giving us the very latest in terms of those numbers.